Okay, this time I'm going to identify myself as Shelton Jet, former police officer, badge number 3056. I took a 10-year retirement. Now I'm falsely in prison under color of legal process. Transferred from Indiana to Kentucky to Georgia, now to Texas. And they're saying, each state saying they ain't got no jurisdiction. So now we're going to see what Texas does. But anyway, my point in mentioning that is all officers have a duty to investigate. Now, they may not investigate on the outside, but in here I have to investigate. So we're going to be talking about due process of law, try to expose the corruption within the DeKalb County, the Dallas County, and any other county in the United States that is acting under a fraudulent jurisdiction that is confederate to the United States Constitution. Okay, Vanessa is going to read due process of law for Texas and the United States Constitution, just to give you a synopsis. You don't have to read the whole. You don't have to read the whole definition. We just connecting the two. That's all. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, this is the due process of law for the U.S. Constitution. Due process is a fundamental right guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. It protects people against, arbitrary, I think I mispronounced that, government decisions and enforces fairness in legal matters. Both citizens and non-citizens in the U.S. have the right to due process, which is a chance to defend their rights and to have a fair hearing. Arbitrary, my bad, it's arbitrary. Due process of law of Texas guarantees citizens fairness and equal treatment under the law when the government takes action that could deprive them of life, liberty, and property. It ensures that legal proceedings are fair and impartial, preventing arbitrary government actions. This includes both procedural due process, which dictates the procedures the government must follow, and sustained, basically, due process, which ensures that the government has a valid reason for these fundamental rights.
Very good. Okay, now we're going to start with the United States Constitution, Article 1. Because the Article 1, we're going to do a couple of those, and then we're going to connect it with the Texas Constitution. So United States Constitution, Article 1, and I believe it's Section 1. And just give it a quick summary of what they're talking about.
All right, I'm going to let you talk real quick so I can search it up.
Okay, basically, we're going to be talking about there's a such thing as due process. We're also going to be talking about why, like what is supposed to happen to those who are incarcerated and they have psychosis or they have mental health issues, but they don't receive the care and the justice that they are supposed to. Most of the time they're treated as someone will refer to the No Prisoner Left Behind program, where they treat everybody the same across the board, and they prosecute them to the highest length of the law, when their law is supposed to be rehabilitation, not just punishment. And they'll have these inmates here, or prisoners here, and they'll send them, they won't do what they're supposed to do, but they'll treat them for psychosis by giving them Abilify, Rimron, Bolster, and other things, to treat mental psychosis and then punish them for a crime they committed instead of sending them and getting them labeled as or classified as incompetent and getting treatment at some medical facility and getting the rehabilitation they need into discovering the root of the problem as to why they committed the crime instead of just punishing them on how they committed the crime. So they need help. These people need help. They're in here and they're getting 16, 17 pills a day. They're not able to sleep, and they need help, but nobody's helping them. And they say, well, call their family or talk to their lawyer. And the lawyers, or the magistrate judge, and the superior court judges, or circuit court judges, the district attorneys, they're not helping these people. They just want numbers and mass incarceration and putting people in jail. And we've been making these videos now almost 2 years. Now, you don't have to help me because, I'm accused of aggravated sexual assault of a minor, which is supposed to be my daughter. But listen to the videos. Somebody that you may know may need the help. There is corruption within the law enforcement industry. And though you may not help me because of the grossness or the severity of my charges, but that doesn't mean I'm guilty. So, but one day it may be you, and then you see for yourself that some of these superior courts or these counties are operating under a fraudulent jurisdiction, which is confederate to the United States Constitution. And then we've even spoke about treatment that inmates and prisoners receive within the jail and within the prison. And they need help, they need justice. Some of them may not be guilty. Some of them may not be innocent. But again, there is a such thing as due process of law. I'm ready. Did you search it up yet?
Yeah, I found the due process also of Georgia. But Article 1 in the U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 9 outlines the powers that Congress does not have, basically.
Right.
It includes restriction on suspending the writ of habeas corpus, laying direct taxes without proper representation, taxes, stuff like that.
Right. Okay, go to Article 6, Paragraph 2 of the U.S. Constitution. Article 6, Paragraph 2.
Article 6, Paragraph 2 of the Constitution, known as Supremacy Clause, establishes that the Constitution, federal laws made in accordance with it, and treaties made under federal authority are the supreme law of the land, which means that federal laws and treaties take precedence over any conflicting state laws or state constitutions.
Very good. So basically what that's saying is that when you challenge the jurisdiction, Hagan versus Devine, that the court is supposed to be operating under a common law jurisdiction, which is under the authority of the federal government. And if they cannot establish that, then they are acting under a fraudulent jurisdiction, which is confederate. They can't make laws, or they can't bend the laws to their will because they want more convictions. There's also a movie called American Violet, where there was a district attorney. It's based on a true story in Waco, with arresting people and violating their due process. And there was one black female who refused to just take a plea so she can be free. And she just wanted to fight for the truth and not only help herself but help others. If somebody can find it, I'll try to refer to it if I can. I don't know what it is, but I know they made a movie about it. And the district attorney ended up, he was arrested and prosecuted because they can't hold the prosecutor civilly, but they can hold them criminally. But anyway, the next one will be the United States Constitution Amendment 1.
Okay, also with Article 6, Paragraph 2, it says binding on judges. Judges in every state are bound by the federal laws and the Constitution, even if it conflicts with the state laws.
Thank you. Even if it conflicts with the state laws. Very good. Very good. Okay. Amendment 1.
You want to read the process of Georgia while I search for the other one?
No, the United States Constitution, Amendment 1.
And you said Amendment 1?
Yes, Amendment 1, the First Amendment. The right to free speech, right?
The First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution protects 5 fundamental freedoms: religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition. It ensures that the government cannot establish a state religion, prohibit a free exercise of religion, or basically freedom of individuals to express themselves, publish information, gather peacefully, and appeal to the government for redress of grievances.
Very good. Now, go to the Texas Constitution, Article 1.
Where you going?
Or Section
Where's the
1.
tri-state?
And what I'm doing is I'm trying to connect the two and show how the one submits to the other. And if one submits to the other, then why are the judges and the district attorneys and magistrates, even though you're a lawyer, you're a paid attorney, turning a blind eye to the corruption? Because, even although if someone is reporting a crime, oh yes, you most definitely should investigate. But if you can't get a report done and then go straight to the next week, you have some rubber stamp fake indictment. And then you're sending people, 45 years or gross representation of the law or prosecutorial misconduct. And it's illegal. You understand? Most definitely, if these people investigate, and some crimes may be true, they still have a due process of law. And if they investigate and you can tell somebody that there's no evidence of a crime, you can't hold a person for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years until you find something. You must have what you need first to start the grand jury process and things of that nature. I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, you said Texas Constitution Section 1, right?
Section 1.
Okay. Texas Constitution, Article 1, Section 1, titled Freedom and Sovereignty of States,
Yes.
declares Texas as a free and independent state subject only to the U.S. Constitution. It emphasizes the importance of local self-government and the preservation of the Union. Essentially, it establishes Texas statutes as a sovereign entity within the federal system.
Very good. And sovereign means we are under the authority, the federal government, and the federal government is under the sovereignty of God. That's another thing. Go to Section 3A. Section 3A. Texas Constitution, Section 3A.
Okay, Texas Constitution, Article 1, Section 3A, guarantees equality under the law, prohibiting denial, or prohibiting denial of rights based on sex, color, creed, or national origin.
Very good. Okay, go to Section 10.
Hold on, slow. Okay. Okay, Section 10, Article 1 of the Texas Constitution outlines the rights of the accused and criminal prosecutors, guaranteeing a speedy public trial by an impartial jury, the right to know the charges, the right to counsel, and protection against self-incrimination. It also addresses the use of deposits of out-of-state witnesses in antitrust cases.
Very good. Section 12.
It guarantees the right to habeas corpus and mandates it shall never be suspended.
Thank you. So remember in Georgia, where I did a state and a federal habeas corpus, and they said the judge denied it. You can't deny habeas corpus. It can't be denied. Now, I'm going to show in the U.S. Constitution, but we'll get to that. What section is this, 10 or 12?
12.
Now go to section 13.
Excessive bail or fines, cruel or unusual punishment, open court, remedy by due course of law.
Very good. So if it's illegal to have excessive bail, why is my bond $300,000?
It says shall not be required.
Shall not be required, right. So why is my bond $300,000? How is there some fake indictment? And then just to reference the attorney, Christine Baderman, she even said, and a couple of other attorneys, how in the hell did they indict you so fast and the report was just made? What? So you mean tell me excessive bail is illegal, but in the state of Texas, in Dallas County, my bond is $300,000? But I got one charge, but it's three things in three separate courts? I'm not the only one. I'm just stating what I know about myself.
No,
anyway,
it's the same charge, honey. It's the same charge that was originally presented to three different judges at the same time and given $100,000. But it's the same one charge.
Right.
And they gave it to three different judges.
Right. And I got to pay $300,000. Okay. But, and then you got men in here, and not just me, not just men, but women that are being illegally convicted in a state where the overturn of convictions is 90%. Why isn't anyone saying anything about this? Why isn't anyone reporting anything like this? Our president, the Honorable Donald Trump, he went through the same thing. Some illegal indictment to get some illegal conviction. This in other videos, but okay. Now with the U.S. Constitution, go to Article 3. Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution. Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution.
You have 1 minute left.
I got 1 minute left. We gonna rock it out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna hang up and call you back so we can finish.
Okay.
The caller has hung up.